Starting fresh with new goals in 2025, here's what the 1% do to get ahead. In this episode, we will be looking at 3 people in the top of their respective fields. Then I'll give you the framework I wish I would have had about 10 years ago. All that and more coming up in this episode of the Positivity Hour after the intro. Let's get it. Woo! All right, what's good, y'all? We back, another episode. Okay, let me take these church vocals off real quick. I mean, I can hit y'all with the auto-tune. No, I'm just messing with y'all. But back to the studio vocals, because you came here for a serious podcast about a serious thing, and it's all about leveling up, because that's what we're doing in 2025, okay? That being said, I need to level up how I hold my mic, still working on that. But I got some things in the work behind the scenes. You'll see in the next coming episodes, so look alive for that. But I got 5 points I want to talk about that I have on the agenda for today. If you're watching this on YouTube or just anywhere that has a caption, I'll be sure to put like timestamps or what have you, so you can skip straight to the sauce if you're impatient. I understand how the world works nowadays, but I'll also be able to give you some insight just throughout this, little tips and tricks. So don't skip to the end, what I'm saying, because the sauce might just be in point number 1. But we are doing point number 1, which is just the intro. How y'all doing today? A segment I'm bringing back for this episode, this season 5, more or less, of the podcast, because I low-key have been doing this for 5 years now, is drink some water, okay? Woo! I'm just telling y'all, water is so good, especially if you have access to clean water consistently. Enjoy it, okay? If it's from the tap, if it's a bottle of water, I don't care. Just go drink it. Okay, maybe not that Iowa River. You may just die if you drink some of this water out here. Be selective with your water, but go drink it. All that being said, I just wanted to tap in with y'all because, I set some new goals for myself. And because of that, obviously I'm thinking, how do I achieve those goals? What have I been doing in the past that's worked? What have I been doing in the past that's not worked? You know what I'm saying? Because that's an important part of achieving anything, is the reflection stage. But more importantly, just like at the end of the day, how do I actually get there? It's cool to have all these frameworks, or it's cool to have these ideas in your head, but how do I, in this case, you as well, the viewer, the listener, I appreciate you for your time. How do you get to where you want to go? Okay. So I want to talk about that. So in 2025, some of my goals, they're financial, some of my goals, they're, fitness wise, or, I want to lose some more weight. I haven't clearly defined the exact pounds, but as we're going to get into, this is kind of alluding at what's to come. I want to just show up to the gym every day. That's one of my biggest goals. Literally every day I can, not because I don't feel like it, even if it's literally to just walk in the door or something. I need to do some sort of physical activity, walk somewhere, jog somewhere, shoot some hoops, throw the football with my roommate. If you see him walk in the background, he is here, but I don't know. We're doing these in the living room now. I don't know. I like the ambience. I like the art in the background. All that being said, 2025 goals are bigger than they've ever been. And I hope you can relate to that as well, because, I've lived, me personally now, 23 and a half years on this planet. And I've seen some things, I've seen some ups, I've seen some downs, but all of those things have shaped my mind into just knowing that anything and everything is possible. So for 2025 in particular, all of my goals are shooting for the moon, shooting for the stars, shooting for other galaxies out there, because it is possible. You can be that 1%. You can be that person that does this, and it's not too late to get started. And the best place to start is where you're at right now. So with all that being said, let's tap into, a few other people who are, like I said, in that 1% of their respective field. And I'm just going to, share my screen so y'all can tap in and see what I'm seeing. So let me just transition just like that, and I'll stop doing the OBS recorder so you can stop getting this introspective video in a video look. So yeah, let me come over to my YouTube tab as you can see, I've been doing a lot of work on the website. This is going to be a little aside real quick. A lot of work on the website behind the scenes, stuff I'm offering for the business, trying to rework some of the words, the people I've worked with, because some of this is just, it's looking a little rough. I made this when I was a little less skillful. I made this when I was a little less knowledgeable. But like I said, 2025, we turned up, okay? DSP, you're watching a Darshaun Smith Productions. And so far, unlike last week's episode, it's not so shaky. But yeah, man, these are all photos I've taken, videos, you know what I'm saying? If you need some work, I might know a guy. But hey, this ain't a shameless plug, because I ain't got no shame in promoting my business, because that's one of my 2025 goals. I got to let people know what I do and how I do it, so I can help you get to your goals, because, you know, whether it's capturing a moment or telling a story, I do that. First person we want to talk about, though, timestamp, you already saw it, Pierre T. Lambert, okay? The French man who lives in Chicago, Illinois now. As you can see in real time, he's out here, you know, selling these presets, getting to that money on, if you know what I mean. But I bring up Pierre because, as I was just talking about my business, you know, Pierre has been such an instrumental, like, figure in figuring out my own business and understanding if what I am doing makes sense. Like, do my photos look good? Like, how do I be in the top of my industry? How do I get these billboards? Like, how do I literally get photos on billboards? Like, how do I get these magazine shoots? How do I get paid by these companies to travel the world and test their products? Like, Pierre is doing that, and he's also showing people how he does it, you know, through his great website here. You know, this ain't gonna be a website review, but this is my man's, like I said, the French man from France, but he lives in Chicago now. His thing is always Good Morning YouTube, or wherever he's at. W Podcast. He runs a program, 30 Days to Great Photos, and he just provides a lot of wisdom. But that being said, some of his goals this year were to obviously grow his business, get back on YouTube, because he was like the king of YouTube outside of just being like a world-renowned photographer. But obviously with changing times, he kind of didn't want to fight the algorithm and just kind of fell back a little bit. But he even said himself, one of his goals this year for 2025 is just to, oh my God, you can see these notifications popping up. He is selling these presets. And I'm trying to get like my dog right here. But like I said, he's trying to get back into YouTube and get back to the top of that field. And he said it so simply that I'm just going to give you my paraphrase of what he said. He's like, I can only do that by just showing up every day. You know, I can literally strive for the moon. Maybe I want to get another 1 million followers here or make some more money there. I can't control that at the end of the day. But what I can control, and this is the reoccurring theme. Take notes, folks. What the rich people do, what the 1% in your fields do, they acknowledge that it's consistency, hard work, and dedication. You know, show up every single day and stack days. You know, if you want to, in this case, you know, sell presets, well, you just need to take so many photos every single day and edit those photos every single day to the point where, you know, you can get those photos in front of people. They actually like those photos, but more importantly, people are like, hey, yo, how'd you do that? And then you can get them with the product. So yeah, Pierre, he's a super cool guy, super cool individual. I'm trying to load his like about page. Hey, don't get ran over by a train, big dog. But as you can see, the tracks aren't even connected over there if you are watching this. But yeah, like I said, he's a super cool dude, super amazing guy. And yeah, literally some of the best clients I've worked for over the years: Google, Outdoorsy, Sony, Adobe, and Audible. So I think my man's is achieving success out here, not because I think, but because I can see literally what he posts on a casual Tuesday on Instagram. It is what you dream about, and it's just this man's reality. So if you want to be like this individual, you know what to do. Keep showing up, keep stacking days, and start where your feet are. You may be down low, but it's okay. You just went back a little bit so you could reset your footing and then keep climbing the mountain. Let's move on to our next individual, away from this like photo world. I want to talk about Layla Hermosi, okay? The wife of Alex Hermosi, but she is a CEO, entrepreneur of herself. You know, she is completely independent of that man, although Alex is, you know, big dog, big honcho. You know, we like Alex Hermosi over here. I wanted to talk specifically about Layla, and I realized I don't follow her on Instagram, so we gonna give her a quick little follow because she cool like that. Also, Charlie Morgan, he's a cool guy too. I'll give you the follow. I say all that to say though, it was like in this video right here, or like this little video series she put out on her YouTube, she really dropped the game-changing framework that put what I just said about Pierre and his process in a more like, how do you say, qualitative format, more words pretty much for the people who don't know the difference between qualitative and quantitative. Because quantitative is numbers, qualitative is like what the thing is. Like, I'm wearing a brownish shirt that is not too away from this color of my skin. It's a little lighter, but hey, catch me in the winter. Okay, I guess it is the winter. Whatever, colorism's real. Back onto the actual point I was trying to get at here with this video. She acknowledged that, with some of her goals and for her business that she runs with Alex, for her own personal development, her own interests that she wants to get out of life, she is focusing on the inputs rather than the outputs. The outputs, like I said, I want to make $1 million this year. I want to lose 100 pounds of weight. I want to, cold approach 3 individuals because it's find a wife season and I can't actually get a wife if I don't actually go talk to these girls out here. Whatever it is. I mean, obviously she has a husband, but that last one was a little personal. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a new year. It's time to change. But that is a whole nother topic we would talk about in another episode. I'm gonna write that down, okay? 2025 women. I'm gonna have to bring some guests on, fresh and fit style. I'm just joking. That was so controversial. Please don't cancel me. That being said, back to Layla. She literally broke it down into like the most simple terms. And like, if you, I'm gonna go find her YouTube video right now. And for those of you who are watching, you'll obviously be seeing what's going on here on my screen. But for those who are listening, I'm pretty sure I'll if I edit this in, I'll drop the link into the show notes so you can also watch this video. But in this video, she literally dropped the sauce about it's the inputs, how to achieve anything, whether, like I said, it's a money goal, it's a fitness goal, you got to focus on the inputs. Like I already described the outputs, like I said, but the inputs, like Pierre said, it's just showing up. It's just working hard. It's just, doing what you need to do to get to where you need to get to. If you're trying to be an esthetician, okay, well, are you reading your books every day? Are you studying every day? Are you, reaching out to, potential clients? Are you networking with other people in your area? If you're trying to be, a hairstylist, like, are you keeping up with the trends? Do you follow what people want on Pinterest? Same thing with me as a photographer. I hate to do it, I'm not gonna lie, because I obviously have a style that I like to make, which makes, the art aspect of my business what it is. Same thing with the art behind me. But when you're in the business of serving people, you got to give them what they want. So you need to tap in with that every single day, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, you won't be successful and reach, your output. That's, like I said, this video right here, how to achieve anything. Like I said, boss lady, she's killing it. I want to move on to the third topic because I've spent a lot of time on this woman. I like cars, you like cars. And I want to talk about Daily Driven Exotics real quick. The group right here, Damon and Dave, Tim, the turbo tradesman. I'm just messing with you. But he helps, maintain the cars, does some fabrication. Even Mike and Mark and all the people who are on this team, they consistently have been uploading, YouTube videos every single day and coming up with the ideas and how to get consistent views, 500,000+ views on almost every video for 900 days in a row. And it's just this mindset. It really is different, but it's crazy because it's not. We have been taught, and I like, they don't even talk about what I'm about to say, but this is just how I interpret it, is we've been taught as, a people, a culture, a generation that, thinking for yourself is bad, obviously there are times where, you need to think of the whole, think of the community, think of the people, But like when you don't, well, like when you do that and you then sacrifice yourself and what you want and where you want to get to, you literally can't use this simple mind frame of, I just literally need to show up. Some days it's going to be great. Some days it's going to be poor. Some days it's going to suck. Some days it's going to be amazing. Okay. But none of that will happen if you don't keep stacking days, you know? And I think, like I said earlier, you can see the reoccurring theme, whether it's my guy, Pierre T. Lambert over here, who's still selling presets. Oh my God, he's making money over here. Okay, each of them presets packs are like $70 too. Homie's made like another one. Homie's made like a band just in the span of the 20 minutes I've been recording it, more or less. It could be Layla as well, you know, and how to, you know, be a CEO or be the wife to this crazy mother trucker Alex Hermosi or whatever, you know, and just trying to navigate like what it's like being a woman, but also being like the leader of a $1 billion company. Like at the end of the day, like it's crazy to, you know, people who like cars, you know, people who are, you know, trying to push the boundaries of what is normal, what is acceptable, what can you do with this limited amount of resources such as time and money that we have on this planet. And I think because of all of that, like I said, that reoccurring theme is, you know, perseverance. You know, that's what the 1% have. It's not that they're any smarter than you. You know, it's not that they're any more perspicacious, you know. Like, actually, I think I did misuse that word. I think it's because they're more perspicacious, you know. I think it literally is because they just lasted longer than you. You know, they, in this case, you know, Daily Driven Exotics, because he's still on the screen, you know, They literally just lasted way longer than their competition. They uploaded every day more, you know, so they had the repetition, they had the time to get better, they had more feedback, they had, you know, just more resources to actually re-implement a new strategy and conquer the day. So, like I said, that's the 1% like mindset. So now it's time for me to give you my like framework on this, you know, what I would do if I had to like run it back real quick. Transition over. If I had to like legitimately like run it back real quick, like 10 years ago, because sometimes, especially in this recent era, I wish I could drink some water, but at the same time, I don't, because everything that has happened in my life, good or bad, has happened for a reason. And I'm not mad at that, you know, but there are certain times when it's like, dang, like I wish when I started posting YouTube videos and I tried to do like daily uploads, I would have like kept doing it, because I would have got more experience. I would have got more knowledge. I would have been more educated. I would have been more, you know, well adversed, however you want to say it, in a topic, so that when I speak, people, you know, will listen. Same thing with this camera stuff I'm doing, like how this podcast is produced, how this podcast sounds, how this podcast is distributed, anything and everything I do and you do, you know, we all have moments where you're like, dang, you finally figured it out a little bit and you wish you could have just told yourself that sooner. But my framework here is to just stop thinking about that. You can't change the past, okay? I'm not even going to go down this rabbit hole of stacking days anymore. I think that horse has been beaten dead 3 times over. You know what you need to do. But for the future, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to plan for it, you know what I'm saying? I like to be a person who has big goals, you know, goals that are wildly out there, unobtainable, hundreds of millions of dollars. Literally, one of my goal boards in there, I calculated everything I would need, $232 million, okay? I gotta figure some things out in life. But, you know, focusing on those inputs. It's not even just about showing up. It's not even about comparing yourself to everyone else. It's not even about doing what you need to do or what you have to do. Just be you. It's literally right up there. Just be you. That's my framework, and that's the thing that I've seen success in my own life. Whether it's in school, when I was writing, oh my God, don't even get me started about this. When I would write papers and I would use my African American vernacular, and sometimes my, you know, word verbiage was off or my grammar was poor, those were the papers that did the best in college. Those were the papers where I made A's. But when I went to the writing studio, or when I used Grammarly or any of these other aids to make me fit in the mold, guess what happened? C's, D's, and F. Just be you. It doesn't have to be about academics. It could be about, just how you look at yourself in the mirror. When you look at yourself in the mirror, why do you think about other people? Why do you think dang, I wish I could have that hair over there. Bro, it's 2025. Go dye your hair. But do it for you. Do it because, dang, I want to look like a blonde this month. I want to see what that looks like. Dang, I want to look like a brunette. I want to see what that looks like. Dang, maybe I need to, get some Botox or something. I don't know, bro. Just be you. That's my framework. And that's something I actually was doing 10 years ago. And that's the thing 2024 taught me, is I was moving away from that framework. And I was seeing my life decline. Literally, I was less happy because I started to compare myself to everyone. I started to think about what everyone else was doing out here rather than what I was trying to do. And more importantly, it set me up for failure because there will never be another you. I cannot be these other people. I cannot be Pierre. I cannot be Layla. I cannot be Damon and Dave and their whole team and Southern California and Canada. I can't be them. But I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, I can be myself. And I can guarantee that I can be me every single day. So that's my framework. Go be you. And yeah, time for the little outro. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode. It's about 20 minutes. You're going to actually see the outro because the ghost mode ending Blazer video won't be there. And yeah, shout out to the people who actually watched this far and actually tapped in with the podcast. I appreciate you for your time and your energy, whether you commented or didn't. I had to literally comment on my own episode, on my own clip actually. And it was so funny. And I was like, this clip may be trashed right now, and this video may be getting low views right now, but I'm only comparing myself to myself. Is this podcast I'm making right now better than the one I just made last week? Is it better to one I made 2 years ago? Is it better than the first one I made 5 years ago? I would argue yes. Today was a great day. This was a great podcast. Unlike last week's episode, that was a little shaky. This was an actual Darshaun Smith production, okay? Thanks for your time. Like I said, thanks for viewing. Make sure you like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, follow, unfollow, share, report. I don't really care what you do. I can't control you. Go be you. And yeah, make today count, y'all. Stay positive or not. The choice is yours, and we gone. Woo! Bonk. You see, I used to do that in all the episodes, and I was watching some old ones, and I was like, dang, bro, I got to bring that back. So I'm bonking on you. Bing, bong. We out, boy. Woo! Oh, women and everyone else who's here. We love you. Bye-bye.
I'm in my G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up, home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high lows to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.